So the first rule of the program for most people will be an overnight fast. And what this means is basically having a break from food for an extended period. So it's not fasting, but it's having a break from food. And it's sort of aligned with the concept of intermittent fasting, which you may have heard about. And literally the idea is quite simply that your body has a break from dealing with food. And when your body has a break, all the systems can quieten down and they can do a bit of a clean-up job. And that means that when you start eating again, your body is better able to deal with the food. Now, most people will have a different length of fast depending on what their goal is from the program. If your goal is weight loss, then it's likely you'll have a slightly longer fast. If your goal is more something to do with just general good health, then your fast is more likely to be around 12 hours. Now, for weight loss people, the reason the fast is longer is because we know that at around 12 hours, that's when our body starts to access fat stores to provide the energy we need. So it goes to the fat, breaks down the fat, pulls it out from the cells and puts it into the body to provide energy for your body to just continue its day-to-day functions. We know that starts at around 12 hours, but it's when you get to 14 hours that this starts to accelerate exponentially. So a fast of 14 hours or longer will allow those fat stores to be accessed at an increasing rate. So it's at an exponential rate as you move beyond 14 hours. Now, this doesn't mean stop eating for 14, 16, 18, 20 hours. Some people that's not a good idea, but that's the general rule of an overnight fast. Now, you may have heard of this as called time-restricted eating or time-restricted feeding. And that's the scientific terminology that they've used when they've done these studies in rats and mice. And the studies in rats and mice are very, very compelling. Rats, I'm not sure if it was rats or mice, but the rats that were given the same amount of food, but it was only put into their cage for a restricted number of hours each night or each day. So they had an eating window of, let's say, 6 hours, and the other mice, rats, they were given exactly the same amount of food, but they could pick and eat it as much as they wanted over, say, a 15-hour window. The results were very, very clear that the mice ate exactly the same food in both groups, but the mice that had that food for a restricted period of only 6 hours lost significantly more weight. So this just shows that eating the same amount of food in the two groups is different because it depends on how we eat it. So that's rule one. It's broadly speaking an overnight fast or restricted feeding time, restricted eating time, a limited eating window, which is the same as the concept of a fast. It's giving the body a break so that the body can then access fat stores and start to break down fat. For those not going for weight loss, the overnight fast still has benefits because it allows the system to settle down so that when it does have food again, it's better able to deal with that food. I hope that was helpful. As always, get in touch with any questions. Thanks.